The reason why this was near and dear to my heart was because the idea of home is something that's near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, home starts with safety. It starts with feeling peace. Peace is my biggest definition of home. And so that makes home anywhere. I can go to Africa and find peace, you know. I can go to Fourth Ward and find peace.
I never had the experience of living on my own. And after 40 some odd years of living, this was the first time that I had that space to just, you know, own and absorb.
Home means stability, comfort. Home is happiness, grounding, feeling grounded in the space. Home is everything to me.
Having a stable roof over your head, knowing that when it rains, you'll be dry, you know, those basic physiological needs, but ultimately a place where you can be yourself.
A place for me to retreat, a place for me to get away from everything that's out there. All the layers, to pull off the layers of myself that I deal with other people, with this society, what the history of this society and country is, how it plays into the world, what I don't like, what I do like, right? To drop all of that and just be in my space.
The gravity of not having one, of not having home, that is something that has become more palpable, I guess, would be like the word.
We are and have been in the housing search for about 3 to 4 months now. And with that, it turns into almost a battle, a double dutch of who gets there first.
I thought I would be moving into a house this past summer, and so got that disappointment, and so I just decided to rent again, and I'm currently in Reynoldstown.
I'm on a fixed income, so inflation goes up, my pay does not go up with that. So now there's been this housing boom in the Atlanta area, and it's hard to catch up to that. It's harder to buy a home now. It's harder to provide stability for me and my pet.
This market has changed like so fast, drastically. I remember like the west side of Atlanta wasn't even a conversation. Like 2 to 3 years later, now all of a sudden the west side is an opportunity because you can buy a house for like the house I purchased was $130,000. A beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bath Craftsman home, fully remodeled. You know, you could buy nice properties for well under $200K. So it was all of a sudden affordable, and it was hot. And now, I think that house, I don't know, I'm gonna guess. The house that I sold, because that neighborhood and then my block became very unsafe, is the only reason I sold that house. I didn't want to sell it. And I lived alone. Probably up for, if you put up for sale, probably around $450, pushing $500,000 now. Like, that's insane to me.
Homeowning has kind of been like dating up until this point where I've become jaded with the process, jaded with what's available, jaded with what it takes to achieve what's available. I feel like when I started 3 or 4 years ago, the market was not what it is now. So being surprised by inventory and just how fast things fly off the shelf here was knocking me off my feet. Like my real estate agent at the time, she might send me a listing in the morning and it could be under contract by the afternoon. And so it felt impossible to keep up with that.
And it was just a constant with my realtor, just going out, seeing 7 homes a day, you know what I mean, or whenever. And then at the same time, because of the pandemic, a lot of people was looking for homes. You know, a lot of homes was being bought up by people who aren't looking to own a home, but looking to sell homes, to hustle homes. So it was like a lot of fighting between, you know, people who trying to hustle homes and you trying to get into a home to live.
Who can bid over $30,000 to $50,000 more than what the house is even worth? Well, we're touring the house. The house is already sold. And I too am an entrepreneur, so I understand investors. But I also look back at, okay, investors, you need to give back in that to the community. Home is love to me. That also includes love of the community, love of the neighborhood, love of being able to live and love and be free where you are. But if it is a situation where investors come in and don't care about the neighborhood, don't care who comes in there, and you have a cash offer, most people want the instant gratification of the house is sold, and you have a cash offer, you're not going to look at my financed offer of your actual asking price or only maybe $5,000 above. You're going to take this cash and walk out.
Today, that's probably the biggest check people are getting right now is if you don't have $10,000 or $20,000 to offer on top, you might not get a home right now here unless it's really far out of the city, which is sad, really sad.
I think that people that have had a stable home life, or they have a certain amount of money where they don't have to deal with people like me, I think that they don't understand the problem, like how big the problem can be.
In some ways it feels a bit icky, but like because I have a heart for service and for empowering folks, especially folks who came from places like where I came from. And at the same time, I know that I'm benefiting financially from the rise in pricing in the market and from folks who need rental housing. So I don't know, it's like I feel like I have like a quasi role. Like in one hand, empowering thousands of people every year. And in another hand, I just try to be a really good landlord, like and very kind and patient and generous with the people that stay at the places that I own.
I feel like at some point around a certain mayor's term, Atlanta got a for sale sign put up, and none of the people here, a lot of the people here weren't able to pay the price.
I literally had to take a break because when you are at the point where yes, we have it, yes, they're offer, or no, that somebody came in with the cash offer, you're done. You can't even plan what you're going to do for to come out of your lease. Looking at houses once a day. I was looking at a house every day. We were looking at I would call it several, two at a time. But hey, okay, we had 3 tours, meet you at 4, boom, 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 nothing. So I had to exhale because I said, all right, let me focus on my family. Let me focus on where we are in the moment. Let me kind of meditate and realign ourselves to see if, to really manifest what we need. I mean, I understand you're going to get what you need. I understand that wholeheartedly. We're going to get what we need at the time we need it. But this is scary almost.
It's hard to look my clients in the face and try to talk to them about affordability and where they can buy a home in Atlanta, because I work with a lot of programs that supplement their down payment in Atlanta. There's not anything they can afford. Or if they could afford it, they wouldn't be able to get an FHA mortgage on it because it needs a lot of work that they won't insure it. So there's very few areas where they can still purchase anything under $200,000. And those people need it. Like they literally can't afford more. So they're starting to lose access to these programs because there's no property affordable for them.
There are a lot of us out here that are unheard. You know, like we mentioned before, you know, you can see somebody walking down the street, you don't know what their life is about. You don't know what they're going through. I feel like this gives a voice to people that are voiceless.
Hey. For all the nameless and faceless, the forgotten. Be as it may, home of the castaway, the city whispers, we fast and pray. A sinner's Saturday, the saints of the latter day. From the fabulous Fox, we're like a block away. Cortland and Pine, where misfortunes align. The great disparity between your portion and mine. Such a morbid decline, but of course with the time that passes, it has to start warping our mind. This familiar ugly, the foreign beauty. Amidst these red line neighborhoods, you'll find a ruby. There is hidden gems in plain sight. In this vicious world, Rufus Wainwright, limboing the poverty line. Your life can become a crime. Panhandle for dollar signs. Feeding me can get you fined. Medicate with free base, dank in some kind of wine. Missing rungs on that ladder to success that they want us to climb. Hey, hey, yeah. Scripture says, foxes have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. Foxes have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. I'm like, foxes have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. Foxes have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man. We all say, I don't do handouts, I do not carry cash. I'll get you next time. This is all I have. All those declines to help, they ring hella hollow. A hungry belly with only pride to swallow. Pebbles on the street leave impressions on my cheek. Today's newspapers serve as tonight's bed sheet. I'm trying to make ends meet, locked in a dead heat. A survival, but yet I'm racing with these lead feet. But it is just as well. The streets of Pratt and Bell, prior to heaven, but after hell, poverty's paradise, the vagrant Valhalla, somewhere between the Inshallah and the Our Father. The park is my kitchen, my living room's a bridge, my bed is a bench, and the trash can is my fridge. Midtown, 4th Ward, Southwest, too strong. The scabs of the city been picked at for too long. Foxes have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. Foxes have holes and birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. Foxes have holes and birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. Foxes have holes and birds have nests. The Son of Man. The poverty-stricken, the inadequate, the indigent, the hapless, the penniless, the destitute. The only difference is these guys rock a tie and suit. Corporate camouflage, the 3-car garage, the McMansion expansion, the opulent mirage, the 5 bedrooms, the curb appeal, the class struggle. The economy will commonly burst your housing bubble. The suburban sprawl, the gaudy high-rises, lock in that mortgage rate, for they increase the prices. Empty developments and vacant subdivisions. CeeLo told you that that gate could become a prison. Listen, nothing's wrong if you and yours want a lawn, but a castle becomes a hassle if that's where your heart is drawn. A house ain't a home, let the bank foreclose on you. It's so true, a roof can actually expose you. Foxes have holes, birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. Foxes have holes and birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. I'm like, foxes have holes and birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. I'm like, foxes have holes and birds have nests. The Son of Man has no place where he can rest. Where we can rest. We wanna rest. Rest. Take it away, Chicago.